Hello, Artful Manifestors. Thank you for joining me today for this timeless pick a card tarot reading. Whenever you come across this reading is when you're meant to hear it. To choose your reading, you're going to choose from one of the 3 cards I'm about to reveal or one of the crystals I'm going to introduce. If you're ever curious about the cards that I use, I always list them in the description box below. And if I have a link where you can find those cards, I include that as well. All right, let's see what we have. For reading number 1, we have Scolecite. And for reading number 2, Yellow Jasper. And for reading number 3, Shattukite, Chrysocolla. All right, let's look at the cards for reading number 1. This is the image, and it's card number 33. And for reading number 2, this is the image, card 26. And for reading number 3, this is the image, card number 12. Let your intuition guide you. Whichever image, number, or crystal you're most drawn to is most likely the reading meant for you. Of course, if you're drawn to more than one, then of course listen to more than one. There may be a message for you in 2 or even all 3 of the readings. You'll find a link to all the readings in the description box below. Enjoy your reading. Hello, reading number 1. You chose card number 33, the key. You hold the key to something. I'm hearing liberation, but I feel that it's more than that. When we look at the meaning of Scolecite, we see that it's a balm for the spirit. It quiets the noise of the mind, easing the nervous system. It's especially helpful during meditation, energy healing, for sleep. It's kind of like a lullaby stone. It opens the 3rd eye, the crown chakra, enhances lucid dreaming, intuitive insight. It's a bridge to angelic realms, galactic energies, higher self, and spirit guides, opening up interdimensional communication. And it facilitates telepathic and empathic connection. It helps with emotional clearing and heart healing, releasing old grief and fear, dissolving energetic blockages, creating space for unconditional love. And it activates the light body and higher chakras. So let's see what you hold the key to. 33 is a master number. We have 33 vertebrae for the Kundalini to rise. All right, let's get some tarot cards. And find out more about this key that you hold. I see with the Scolecite that your intuition, your third eye, is allowing you to see opportunities and paths. And your communication is changing so that you can open doors more easily for yourself. All right, we have the Nine of Cups. The Ace of Pentacles. And the Knight of Cups. All right. Let me adjust my camera. Give me one moment. All right, I think that is better. We can see everything a little better. All right, this key that you hold is your capacity to believe in the beauty of your own desires. This card tells me you're not chasing fulfillment, you are the fulfillment. This is also very liberating. You see this little 8 of diamonds down here. It's liberation. You hold the key to liberation. So there's something in you that's allowing you to see that you carry the frequency of gratitude, contentment, soul sourced joy, which magnetizes opportunities, not through striving, but through alignment. And it even says down here, live in constant state of gratitude. The key then is embodied emotional resonance, knowing what you want, not as a longing, but as a reality. You're already harmonizing with it. The Scolecite is a high vibing stone. So it's like remember I talked about the Kundalini rising, the 33 vertebrae, the Kundalini energy, and the Scolecite bridging you to other dimensions. It's, people keep talking about doing these quantum leaps to this timeline or dimension that matches your vibration and that matches your desires. So it's like you're learning how to quantum leap. You're becoming the cup. You become the invitation, the cup. Doors open because you smile and they feel your joy coming. This is not something you're forcing. It's something you're relaxing into. And in doing so, it unfolds beneath your feet. The path unfolds beneath your feet. The Ace of Pentacles is new words rooting into reality. It's the beginning of the Pentacles suit, and it's how this vibration is turning into form, and it's through your words. Your communication is shifting from offering ideas to offering energy. You're now speaking from the heart with grounded intention, blending beauty and substance and vision and practicality. The Knight of Cups is an offering. And the Ace of Pentacles shows your words are beginning to take root. It's like a seed that plants and becomes material. It becomes form in the 3D realm. Except they're showing me you matching this vibration and moving to that realm, that dimension, that timeline where it's already there. You're planting seeds that will grow into tangible invitations, partnerships, and income. We have the Pentacles here. And the Knight of Cups speaks to your emotional intelligence, becoming poetic yet purposeful. You're leading with authenticity, inviting rather than persuading. That is really powerful right there. Think about times where people try to sell you on something and they try to convince you and persuade you, as opposed to what it feels like when you're invited. And that's what's changing in your communication is you're inviting. You're sharing dreams in ways others can feel and follow. You're not explaining to be understood. You express to be felt, because there's so much confidence, trust, and authenticity in you. And that's the alchemy. Your voice is becoming an offering of love, and your ideas are becoming containers for grace. You're already walking the path. This is why we got that 33. You're on the right path. The more you honor your desires, the Nine of Cups, and ground your gifts in the physical world, Ace of Pentacles, and let your heart speak without agenda, Knight of Cups, the more the universe says, okay, here's another door. This one is yours. You have the key. You have the key to open all the doors. What a beautiful message. Reading number 1, please let me know if this resonates with you. I'm wishing you the best. This is super exciting. I love to read your comments. The light in me sees the light in you. Thank you. Bye. Hello, reading number 2. You chose book. And I don't know, can you see it? It says grimoire on here. They're showing me somebody who's been working on digesting their emotions. So yellow Jasper soothes the gut emotionally and energetically. It helps process stored anger or resentment in the belly, and it transforms shame into empowered self-worth. It stimulates gentle release of emotions through movement, breath, or creativity. And It also bridges the earth and the sun. So you receive grounded messages from below and inspiration from above. It makes it excellent for journeying or vision work, divining your next steps, walking your soul's path with practical clarity. It offers energetic protection, boundary reinforcement, deflects negativity and emotional manipulation. It protects against psychic drain, emotional drain, energy drain, helps you maintain healthy energetic boundaries, especially as an empath or a healer, somebody who works with others, which we all, in one way or another, do that. It also offers clarity and discernment. It attunes you to the right timing. It's like intuition paired with discernment. Decision making that's guided by your higher self rather than pressured from external forces. It's part of that boundary protection that it offers you. And it gives you the ability to recognize your yes and honor your no. It fortifies your solar plexus chakra, your willpower, your identity, your courage, so that you can stand taller in your truth and act from a place of calm conviction. And it glows. You know, with this book here, I know someone listening is literally writing a book and perhaps a grimoire. And it's like you've been working on yourself. You've been working on digesting these emotions, processing past wounds, and you've been using earth wisdom to help you. And it's like you're creating this grimoire that documents what you've discovered, what you have experienced firsthand, lived through. I used this plant in this way and it helped me with this. Or I used these crystals in this way and it helped me with this. And they're also showing me somebody making oracle cards and tarot cards that in one way or another document this processing of wounds and emotions and healing. It's a very shamanic feeling. Let's get some tarot cards and see what else we can discover. It's knowledge that you're understanding and sharing with others. Sometimes the cards really want to be shuffled. All right, that was too many, so I'm just going to put them back. If they're meant to come out, they will come out, right? What is this knowledge? Reading number 2 is beginning to understand. What will they do with it? They're also telling me some of you may not be writing a book yet because you're starting this journey of digesting your emotions, processing, but that you will whether you share it with the world or it's a personal grimoire, that you will write it down. All right, the sun. Let me know if you have been eating sunflowers. The King of Swords. Look at this person typing, definitely writing. Look at all these books. It's knowledge. Wow. King of Pentacles, 2 kings and the sun. I really feel like it's 3 kings with the sun there. All right, the sun is illumination, innocence, joy reclaimed, and this card tells me you're not just digesting the past, you are transmuting it into light. The sun tells me that you've moved through a deep alchemical process where truth has been revealed, not in a sharp or painful way, but in a clear, soul-affirming one. You're beginning to see the past without shame, without shadows distorting the memory. Wounds are being composted into wisdom and warmth, and your inner child is stepping forward again, barefoot, glowing, and unburdened. You're no longer asking, why did this happen to me? But instead you're asking, what is ready to grow from here? Your joy is returning not in spite of what you've been through, but because you walked through the fire and emerged whole. I just love that we have this yellow Jasper, the sun card with all of these sunflowers. The King of Swords is clarity, mastery, discernment. You're drawing strength from your disciplined mind and hard-won clarity. The King of Swords shows you've become a truth holder who can cut through illusion, a witness of your own story without being trapped in it, someone who can hold space for others without losing yourself. It's compassion without entanglement. The king also speaks to the air element, words, communication, vision. You can now name what was once unnamed. Your writing, speaking, or teaching is becoming part of your path. You're no longer afraid to say, this is who I am. And the sword is no longer a weapon. It's a wand of truth. They're telling me the pen is mightier than the sword, and you wield it with wisdom. So you're taking all these sharp cuts, and instead you're using words to heal, to document. They're telling me to document. You're documenting something. The King of Pentacles is stability, embodiment, abundance. This is your path into sovereignty in the material world. The King brings rooted confidence in your value a life aligned with your body, resources, and purpose. Leadership that is nourishing, not draining. This leads to a place where your healing is lived. It's not just felt, it's lived. You become the sanctuary you longed for. You become the mentor your younger self prayed to find. You create a life that is rich in every sense, soul, soil, and spirit. You're integrating your past with illumination, and you're guided by clear knowing, truth speaking, spiritual intelligence, and you're being led toward a future of grounded mastery, meaningful prosperity. There's no fragmentation. These are pillars, and you are becoming the temple. Wow. Reading number 2. Please let me know if this resonates. I know somebody's eating sunflower heads, sunflower seeds. If that's you, let me know. I'm wishing you the best. The light in me sees the light in you. Thank you. Bye. Hello, reading number 3. You chose the card Birds, and immediately what I see is you're receiving messages, divine messages, messages from the other side. This bird reminds me of Quetzalcoatl, a Aztec god, a cosmic bridge between heaven and earth. It symbolizes the divine, the heavens, beauty, and it's a being who unites sky, soil, spirit, and matter, divinity and humanity. And this other bird looks to me like a roadrunner, which is also a messenger. Think of it as being a modern day Texas Hermes. It's quick, it's fast, just like Hermes. And it's also this swift-footed messenger of desert realms, moving between worlds, darting through dimensions. It's called the road runner because you many times will see it running on the road, even though it is a bird and can fly. So there's some messages that you are receiving. It's like you're the bridge between these two realms. And the Shattukite Chrysocolla is, it's two different stones in one. It's Shattukite and it's Chrysocolla. So it's this fusion of truth speaking, divine feminine wisdom, and soul deep healing. And again, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, we all have feminine and masculine traits, energies. When these two minerals are intertwined in the same crystal like this, they create a frequency that is both celestial and grounded. Sound familiar? I mean, the synchronicity is amazing. It's also ancient and freshly alive. It's like the voice of the earth whispering cosmic truths through a shaman or priestess breath. So I'm pretty sure that's you. You are that channel that's anchoring some divine message. Let's find out more about how you're doing that. Reading number 3. All right, we have the 9 of Swords. The King of Wands. And the Ace of Swords. All right, the 9 of Swords it seems like a weird card for this question of how you're receiving divine messages, because the 9 of Swords is about anxiety and worry. And so it's more like this is why your guides are reaching out to you. This is why you're receiving these divine messages, because your guides are trying to help you in those moments. And also, these moments are activating your ability to channel these messages. It's like the superhero story. They go through some sort of trauma that gives them this super ability. And it's like this overthinking or your mind spiraling, right? And that's when your guides are trying to help you in these vulnerable states. They're trying to get your attention because actually your walls are down at that time. And they're trying to help you activate this ability to receive these messages. I'm also seeing someone receiving messages in the middle of the night. You have a dream and you wake up and you look at the clock and it's 2 o'clock, it's 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, but you remember that dream. They're sending you messages through your dreams. And these messages are also arriving in the stillness between thoughts. So just any time that your conscious mind is most, I don't know if vulnerable is the right word, but open, I guess. The swords, the thoughts are piercing the veil, but within them, a thread of divine insight is coming through. So there's something, maybe writing down or using a voice memo to record what you're dreaming. There's something that your soul is trying to decode. So interesting. And then we see somebody that looks like they just got up with this candle, right? Yeah, there's somebody dreaming, and your dreams may seem really weird. For some of you, they may even seem scary, but if you write them down, you'll be able to decipher the code. And before you go to sleep, you can also ask your guides, your guardians to deliver the message in your dreams in a clear way for you to understand and remember. And the King of Wands is, I see you getting good at this. And for some of you, maybe you've already gone through this activation process. And this is just kind of a validation of that, or a reminder that you have this connection, so that when you start to wobble and slip back into this spiraling or worrying, you can take a breath and dial into your guides to give you that guidance. The King of Wands is embodied vision, creative action, and leadership. So you can anchor your divine insights by living them with boldness instead of analyzing them, trusting them. The king channels fire through expressive speech, inspired movement, clear decisions, rooted in vision, not fear. So before you act, before you send an email or call someone, think about, is this coming from fear or love? Think about what your motive is, where it's coming from. You're turning your pain into purpose. You anchor these messages by becoming the flame and not fearing it. Becoming that, wands, flame, fire, it's spirituality, passion, creativity. So you're using it to create, to become. Every insight you receive, you embody it with this regal grace. Even if it shakes you, your presence becomes the altar, and your leadership becomes the scroll. And this is the Ace of Swords is clarity, breakthrough, a sacred truth. So all of this is leading you towards this moment of undeniable truth, a powerful new understanding, a call to speak, write, or teach with razor sharp alignment. This is that aha moment. This is clarity. Swords are thoughts, communication. I mean, look at the transformation here. You have the Nine of Swords, which is worry, right? And now you have one sword, and look how small it is. It's not scary anymore. So your thoughts aren't scaring you anymore. You have this clarity. So this card, this sword, is forged in the fires of the Nine of Swords and wielded by the King of Wands. Your lived wisdom becomes your sword, and it will cut through illusion, not to harm, but to liberate. You're becoming the voice of clarity in a foggy world, the oracle who speaks not to impress, but to ignite. And it says down here, look at you, you're sparkling, you're bursting with sparkly new ideas. So there's some little tweak. I feel like you're on the verge of just tweaking something to end this worry and learn how to, it's like you can instantly turn this dial and tune into the King of Wands, which is going to help you channel with clarity. You know, it may have started through shadow and dream, but you're transmuting them, and you have this visionary action, this courageous embodiment, and it's bringing you this absolute clarity. It's like that question, you know, are my actions coming from fear or love? You might tweak that, make it your own. It might be similar to that. And it's really important that you're the one that owns that. And you will reveal and wield that through sacred truth telling. Wow. Reading number 3. So powerful. Huge. Please let me know what and if any of this resonates. I'd love to read your comments, and I'm wishing you the best. The light in me sees the light in you. Thank you. Bye.